Hello friends, in this video we are going to study about the introductory part of chemical reactions and equations. That is, we are going to study about the physical and chemical changes that are going on around us. We might have observed lots of events or changes going on continuously around us. Some of the events which we have observed maybe somewhat like this. That is, we have seen that when water is kept in a refrigerator, the liquid form of water is changed into ice. That is solid form of water. That is conversion of water. Now water is converted here from liquid to the solid state. Similarly, you might have played with the paper. Sometimes while playing with it, you might have torn the paper, and in that case there is also a change, means the size of the paper changes here, right? Sometimes we might have seen some paper burning, means burning of paper also changes it, and hence there is also change in this at the end of this reaction. And sometimes in some events we might have also seen that when in winter season we have often burnt wood, and in this also there is a change in the substance, that is wood, and it is turned into ash and smoke. So can we differentiate between these changes, right? So let's look at it. What is the difference between these changes? So there are different types of changes, and in that we are going to study about the physical change that takes place in a substance and the chemical change that takes place in a substance. Now first of all, what is a physical change? The physical change is the change which takes place in the physical properties of a substance. Now what do you mean by physical properties? Physical properties are those properties which we are able to observe, or we can say that it doesn't change the internal structure or chemical composition of that substance. For example, we have seen that there is a change in the shape of a substance in some events, that is the shape changes. And sometimes we have seen the change in the size of a substance, that is it changes its size, it grows bigger, or sometimes it shrinks down. Sometimes we have seen that there is a change in the color of a substance. You might have seen that raw mangoes are green in color, and when they are ripe they are yellow in color. So there is also a change in color. And sometimes we have also seen that there is a change in the state of a substance, that is liquid is converted into a solid. Sometimes solids are converted into liquids. At many times liquids are also converted into gaseous, and gaseous to liquid, vice versa. And these are the changes which we observe. Means the changes in the physical properties of a substance is known as a physical change. Now let's look at the chemical changes. Now what exactly do we mean by chemical change? The chemical change is the change in the chemical composition of the substance, means its chemical composition. Last year in 9th standard we have studied about atoms, molecules. So this arrangement of atoms and molecules are changed, means they arrange each other in such a way that they form a new substance, and in such chemical changes we get a new substance. One or more new substances are formed in chemical changes. Also changes takes place in the chemical composition of a substance. Let's take an example. Suppose we have two different substances, and if these substances come together and react with each other and they form a new substance, then such change is known as a chemical change. Means there is a change in the chemical composition of a substance. So when a change in a chemical composition of a substance takes place, so that we get a new substance, and then such changes are known as chemical changes. So let's get back to our first slide where we had seen some changes, and now can we figure out what type of changes are this? In the first slide where we had seen the conversion of water to ice, we can say that only the state of water, that is liquid, is changed to another state, that is solid, and hence this is only a change in a state. And in the another example, when we tore the paper, means tearing of paper doesn't change the chemical composition of the paper, and hence it is only a change in the shape or size of a paper, and hence it is just a physical change. For our example number 3, when we burnt a paper, we have seen that at the end of the burning of paper, at the end of this change, we get ash and smoke. The paper is converted into new products, that is ash and smoke, and these both are the new products that we have formed from the initial product, that is paper. So here there is a change in the chemical composition of paper. Chemically, ash and smoke both are different from the chemical composition of paper, and hence it is a new product, and as a new product is formed here, it is a chemical change. Similarly, when we burn wood, we get two different forms. As in case of paper, we get ash as well as we get smoke. Ash and smoke are chemically different from wood, and hence these are the new products that have been formed from the original product wood, and hence this is a chemical change. And so we can say that there is a chemical change taking place in this event. Now we can briefly say that there are chemical changes going on continuously around us. Now these chemical change are also termed as chemical reactions. Now from this we can say that whenever chemical change takes place, we say that a chemical reaction has taken place. Means chemical change in a substance is termed as a chemical reaction. So we can determine if the reaction has occurred or not by observing at the following changes. That is, if there is a change in the state, if there is a change in the color, if there is an evolution of a gas, and if there is a change in the temperature. Means all these factors help us to determine whether the chemical change or chemical reaction has occurred or not. So we can thus figure out the physical change as well as chemical change. Physical change is physical change is a reversible process, whereas chemical reaction is irreversible process. So why don't you quickly list down 20 changes that are occurring around you and classify them as physical and chemical change.